So today is the Travers Stakes at Saratoga. The Travers Stakes is the race that in 1973 Secretary was upset, and in Saratoga there's like a pick four, and the pick four is a $1 million guaranteed pick four right here. The minimum you could bet is 50 cents on the pick four. And what a pick four is, you have to pick four consecutive winners of a specific race. In this case, in Saratoga, it'll be from race 8 to 11. And the race that ends, and I think in 11 is the feature race, is the Travers Stakes. So here's a little of my insights in terms of the pick 3. So what I'm going to do is the first race is the 8th race, which is the Grade 1 HA Jerkins, and I'm going to pick 3 horses for in terms of my first set in this race. The first one I'm going to pick is Takaful, and one reason it was because of the sire Bernardini. Bernardini is in terms of Grade 1 races, he gets some pretty good long shots when they win. So at the more time he's 5-1, not bad. So yeah, that's one of the horses I'm going to select. The horse I'm going to select here is sorry, excuse me, there is Colfront, and at the point moment he's like, I think he's 3-1 or 2-1. I can't remember. Sorry, let me see what that is. It's actually 4-1. Excuse me, and one reason is that he won his last race, the Amsterdam Stakes, which was at Saratoga. So he has a familiarity with this racetrack. If you see his Saratoga record, he's 1-for-1. Right here, I made this underlying note right here. So here is the underlying note is this: for Colfront, he was sold at public auction for $575,000. So when you see the daily race reform, when you see amount, this amount on near their birth month. Let me see one right here if I can find. So right here, like for practical joke, he was sold for $240,000. So they put that there to establish the type of class in terms of what the horse it is. So I just want to show you that now because a couple picks later is some of the reasons why I picked certain horses in certain races due to the amount that they were sold public auction. So that's Colfront right there. Okay, so my other horse I'm going to pick here is American Anthem. He was on the Triple Crown Trail, but it didn't really work out. But he's been winning races. So in the first race, 8th race, I have 3 horses. The second race I'm going to do is the 9th race, and in this case I'm only going to pick 2 horses here. The one I'm going to pick is Divine Rod, and one of the reasons is because of the sire Tappet. Tappet is like the last 3 years he has been the North American standing champion, and actually Tappet's the last 2 years in the Belmont Stakes he's sired the last, I think, the 3 of the last 4 winners of the Belmont Stakes. And just a little preview is one of the horses that I'm going to pick in the Travers Stakes has sires Tappet. So Divine Rod is the one horse. The other horse I'm going to pick is Devron right here, and he's been winning except for the last race where he ducked his rider and he got disqualified. But if you look at his races, he's been winning pretty big important races. The King's Bishop, which is now the H. Allen Jerkin Stakes, and then the Breeders' Cup Sprint. So that's those are the 2 horses I'm going to select. The next race is also another 2-horse race, and this is going to be the Grade 1 Sword Dancer, and this is going to be on the grass. So the horses I'm going to pick are 2 European horses. One is, sorry, excuse me there. I gotta get this clear. Sorry, there is Erupt, and Dababu is a very important international stallion, and he's one of those big name stallions whose progeny wins big races, Grade 1 races. So I'm going to pick Erupt. The other horse I'm going to pick is Idaho. And as I mentioned before, when I underlined the amount, these were horses that were sold in public auction. It doesn't show here that he was sold in public auction. In fact, he actually was. So I'll show you right here in the Blood Horse website. This is sort of his profile, and then down right here you'll see that actually he was sold for public auction, and I think in Europe, that's a tatter sale. He was sold for the equivalent amount of US of over $1.2 million. So in terms of blue blood, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm gonna pick Idaho. And he has and you should see right here, I underlined that he is a full brother to Highland Reeld, who's won. He was undefeated in running 2 for 2 in North American turf races. So his odds are. I think he's the favorite. He might be the morning favorite. He's 2-1, but a $1 million horse. Yeah, I'm gonna take a stab, even though the odds are not there. I'm just picking it on class. So the last race I'm gonna pick is going to be the Saratoga. So actually, I'm gonna pick 3 horses. One of his here is the West Coast, and it's trained by Bob Baffert. And he wasn't in the Triple Crown rail, but if you look at his record, he has a pretty good record. And so I think this is a race where he's been really improving. And yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's one of the horses I'm going to pick. West Coast, and it's not because I'm from the West Coast, like West Side baby, but no, I think he's a 4-1, pretty good legit price. The horse that I'm going to also going to pick is Tappet, and Tappet was actually, if you've seen a couple of my clips, he was actually my Kentucky Derby pick. He didn't run that well, but then in the Belmont Stakes, I got him in the Belmont Stakes, and I did a across the board bet in the Belmont Stakes, which is Win Place's show, and he went first. I won pretty good money because he wasn't the favorite. And as you see here, this is how much sort of. Excuse me. Sorry, let me just. It's a little clearer. So in public auction, Tappet was sold for 1.2. Not Tappet. Tapworth was sold for $1.2 million, just like with Idaho too, is $1 million yearling. So those are the reasons why I'm going to pick him based on class. And if you look at the sires, Tappet. So that's my reasoning with Tapworth. The other horse I'm going to select is going to be IRAP. So IRAP has been improving steadily. He was the upset winner in the Bluegrass. He didn't run well in the Derby, so maybe it could have been like a flash in the pan. However, the last 2 races, the Iowa Derby and the Indiana Derby, he's winning. So I think he's a horse in an improve. And I mentioned about $1 million yearlings. He wasn't sold for $1 million. You see right here, it's $300,000. However, he's a half brother to Speightstown, who was sold for I think about over $2 million, and Speightstown won the Breeders' Cup Sprint several years ago, I think 2004. But as a half brother to IRAP, half brother to Speightstown, $1 million yearling, yeah, that's and on improve at 8-1. That's I'm going to get IRAP. So that's what I'm doing for the pick 4. So 3 horses in race 8, 2 horses in race 9, 2 horses in race 10, and 3 horses in race 11. If you multiply that, that's going to be $36. That's like 36 combinations. And however, since I'm going to do 50 cents on those 36 combinations, it's $18. So an $18 bet to pick 4 races, that's a very good value bet. So that way you don't have to worry about spending too much. So anytime you pick 4, yeah, those are the good value bets. And I always have this philosophy: you bet small to win big. So if I lose $18, I lose $18. It's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm going to lose $300 or $400 on 4 races. So $18 bets, $18 bet wager on 4 races. That's a pretty good bet. I might do some other combinations, like who knows, in terms of like exactas, like in the Travers, I might do IRAP, Tapwrith, and West Coast in a maybe a exacta or trifecta. What I plan to do is I might do a $10 daily double on the $1 million yearlings on Idaho, and then on Tapworth. So I might do a $10 daily double on those 2. And in the first race, the 8th race, I might consider doing a trifecta, a box on American Anthem, and Tacklefull, and Cold Front. So that's what is my reasoning right there. So who knows? Hopefully I win, and I hope to make more videos my handicapping analysis. If you like what my analysis, please subscribe, link, and share, and yeah, or comment. And good luck to, if you decide to go racing today. Good luck to everyone, and yeah, don't don't go crazy in gambling. Just have fun, but don't bet too much that you might lose a lot.